Today we're going to be writing an equation given the info. So, so given the info. So what you'd have to do is you have to remember these are the basic formulas or the basic equations of the sine and cosine graph. When we write the equation, we write the one where the b is an outie. Okay, not where the b is an innie. That's different. Okay, so when we do this, we have to remember the few things. D is our midline. It's our vertical shift. It says vert shift, whatever. And it's always the max plus the min divided by 2. So if you find your range, or you know your max and your min, you add them and divide by 2. A is your amplitude. Okay, that amplitude, if you're not quite sure, if it doesn't say the amplitude is, then you have to do the max minus the min divided by 2. It's the absolute value, but it tends to always be positive anyway. Now, you have to remember that the amplitude is negative. It's negative. The A is negative, not the amplitude. The A is negative when reflected through the midline. The midline. Okay? B, the way that we have to find B, generally they're going to give us the period. So we figure out we know how long it takes to make one complete cycle, and we have to figure out what the B is. So we use the 2 pi over B formula and set it equal to the period, cross multiply and solve. So B is the number of times it repeats between 0 and 2 pi. Sometimes it's not obvious, especially in just information given to you. That's all it is. Okay, C is, remember, it's positive when it moves to the left, and it's negative when it moves to the right. Okay, so then we're just going to do a couple examples so you can see how this works. Wow, this is a long sheet of paper. Okay, write an equation in terms of cosine. So we know that the equation that I'm going to use is going to be y equals, it's going to be a cosine b x plus c plus d. Nice, it goes in order. Now when I do this, I do it like I did above. I'd like to do the midline first. It is the easiest one to do. So I tend to do that first, and then I do ABC. So these are how I found it. I find it in Dabka order. Okay, after I do my A, though, I do decide whether there's been a reflection. And if there has been a reflection, then I have to make A negative. If there hasn't, then A is positive. That's how it works. All right, so let's look at it. I want to find D first. So D has a maximum. So the range is -3 to 1. So the max is 1. The min, I add, divided by 2. So the max plus the min divided by 2 is -2 over 2, or -1. So that means it was shifted down 1. The midline is y equals -1. A lot of information for that from that. The amplitude is the max minus the min divided by 2. So that would be 4 over 2, or 2. So the amplitude is 2. Then you ask, was there a reflection? Yes, look, there was a reflection. So if that's the case, this becomes negative. That's it. Then our B, it says it is a period of 2 pi. So to figure out my B, I said 2 pi over B equal to 2 pi over 3. And generally we cross multiply and solve, but I don't know if you can see 2 pi's are on the top. So in order to make this equal, I got to have a 3 on the bottom. So that's 3. And then C, any movement from left to the right. And when I read this, period, I don't see any movement left or right, so this would be 0. So then I simply plug it into this equation right here. I'm just going to plug it in on the bottom. So it's y equals A is -2, B is 3, got to put the angle, make sure you have an x, plus C. So technically, I can just do 3x minus 1. Okay, there is no c, so it doesn't, you don't put x plus 0, you can just put 3x. This one right here, this one is telling you what the range is between -2 and 4, phase shift of 3 to the right, in a period of 8. So we need to find our DABGA. D, A, and then I ask myself, is there a reflection? And then B, C. I just like to find A first, D first. If you don't. It doesn't matter, it's all the same in the end. So I'm going to be doing it in terms of sign, so I know in the end it's going to be y equals sine A, B, C, D. So D, the max is, if this is the range, then this is the max, and this is the min. That's how the range works. So max plus the min divided by 2. So that would be 2 over 2, or 1. Then I find A, max minus the min over 2. So that is what, 4, 5, 6 over 2, which is 3. Oh, I should write it over here. There's D, this is 3. Look if there's a reflection, and nowhere in there does it say that there is a reflection, so that's A stays positive. You don't have to put the plus sign there, but realize that's why it's positive. B, to figure out B, I take 2 pi over B, and set it equal to the period of 8, and solve. So I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to run into my equation here, but it's 8b equals 2 pi. So divide by 8, and b is equal to pi over 4. Reduce. It's not exactly mind-numbing to reduce that, okay? And then it says it's shifted 3 units to the right. So remember, when we move to the right, it's minus c. So in this case, not minus c, minus 3. So plugging these things in, A goes first, so that's 3. Then B, pi over 4. Then X, then C plus D. Multicolored. Have a good day. Pause.